Some of the devotees took leave of the master, saying that they were going to visit the temple of Kali and several of the other temples. M went walking alone in the Panchavati and other places in the temple garden. He thought about the master's assurance that God can be easily realized and about his exhortation to lead a life of intense renunciation and his saying that Maya, when recognized, takes to flight. At 3:30 in the afternoon, M again entered the master's room and sat on the floor. A teacher from the Broughton Institute had come with several students to pay a visit to Sri Ramakrishna. They were conversing together. Now and then the teacher asked questions. The conversation was about the worship of images. Master to the teacher: what is wrong with image worship? The Vedanta says that Brahman manifests itself where there is existence, light, and love. Therefore nothing exists but Brahman. How long do small girls play with their dolls? As long as they are not married and do not live with their husbands. After marriage, they put the dolls away in a box. What further need is there of worshipping the image after the vision of God? The master glanced at M and said, one attains God when one feels yearning for him. An intense restlessness is needed. Through it, the whole mind goes to God. A man had a daughter who became a widow when she was very young. She had never known her husband. She noticed the husbands of other girls and said one day to her father, "Where is my husband?" The father replied, "Govinda is your husband." Footnote: Govinda, a name of Krishna. Footnote ends. He will come to you if you call him. At these words, the girl went to her room, closed the door, and cried to Govinda, saying, "O Govinda, come to me. Show yourself to me. Why don't you come?" God could not resist the girl's piteous cry and appeared before her. One must have childlike faith and the intense yearning that the child feels to see its mother. That yearning is like the red sky in the east at dawn. After such a sky, the sun must rise. Immediately after that yearning, one sees God. Let me tell you the story of a boy named Jatila. He used to walk to the school through the woods, and the journey frightened him. One day, he told his mother of his fear. She replied, "Why should you be afraid? Call Madhusudana." Footnote: Madhusudana, The name of Krishna. Footnote ends. Mother asked the boy, "Who is Madhusudana?" The mother said, "He is your elder brother." One day after this, when the boy again felt afraid in the woods, he cried out, "Oh, brother Madhusudana!" But there was no response. He began to weep aloud. "Where are you, brother Madhusudana? Come to me. I am afraid." Then God could no longer stay away. He appeared before the boy and said, "Here I am. Why are you frightened?" And so saying, he took the boy out of the woods and showed him the way to school. When he took leave of the boy, God said, "I will come whenever you call me. Do not be afraid." One must have this faith of a child, this yearning. A Brahmin used to worship his family deity daily with food offerings. One day he had to go away on business. As he was about to leave the house, he said to his young son, "Give the offering to the deity today. See that God is fed." The boy offered food in the shrine, but the image remained silent on the altar. It would neither eat nor talk. The boy waited a long time, but still the image did not move. But the boy firmly believed that God would come down from his throne, sit on the floor, and partake of the food. Again and again he prayed to the deity, saying, "O Lord, come down and eat the food. It is already very late. I cannot sit here any longer." But the image did not utter a word. The boy burst into tears and cried, "O Lord, my father asked me to feed you. Why won't you come down? Why won't you eat from my hands?" The boy wept for some time with a longing soul. At last, the deity, smiling, came down from the altar and sat before the meal and ate it. After feeding the deity, the boy came out of the shrine room. His relatives said, "The worship is over. Now bring away the offering." "Yes," said the boy, "the worship is over, but God has eaten everything." "How is that?" asked the relatives. The boy replied innocently, "Why? God has eaten the food." They entered the shrine and were speechless with wonder to see that the deity had really eaten every bit of the offering.